G'day there, podcaster. We heard from a few people who were in plane crashes. Pretty hectic. Some people also got some revenge, and I get pretty in-depth on my Spotify Wrapped, which I'm sure will interest you. So, yeah, there's some good, really good stats in there. You hear about my top artists, that sort of thing. Also, the amount of minutes of music.
Liam, no one cares, mate.
Okay, well, you hear more of it later on.
Previously on Ben, Liam and Bell.
We're going to try and decide whether or not you went to public or private school.
On your school trips, did you ever go overseas or was it just to like a local scout hall?
I may have gone overseas. It's an equestrian school.
And equestrian school?
Daddy, which horse shall I ride today?
And now, live across Australia, this is Ben, Liam and Bell.
Mate, I went to a place called Nanu Farm.
I went to the Tanunda Caravan Park. That's where we went.
Good evening, Australia. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on your Thursday night. And we have got a big mission in front of us.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to call us on 132410 for...
Were you in a plane crash? Obviously not a fun thing to be in. Very few people survive them. That's why this phoner is really, really hard. And that's why we do it. The impossible phoner. It's supposed to be a very small target. We're going for a bullseye at the very start of the show.
And I don't want to come in here like I always do with my watering can and water this down.
Which you literally do.
But would we take emergency landing?
No. Oh,
It still would be a good story.
look, I wouldn't take it as a win, but if someone's like, yeah, we're on a Jetstar flight and one of the engines caught on fire and we had to do an emergency landing, I'm like, that would be a pretty good story for sure.
Well, there
But
was that while there where it was like it felt like 3 weeks in a row where there was just so many plane stories where like there was the windows were getting ripped out mid-air.
Well, the turbulence was really bad for a while because of the change in the climate.
Yes.
What, and then it went away.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the seasons are changing.
Okay, fair enough. Well, look, if you have been in a plane crash, 13 24 10, they do happen. It's super rare, but it'd be so exciting if we spoke to someone.
We've had people on this segment before who have been struck by lightning twice.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had dizzying highs. We've also just had times where no one's called. No one has called yet. It's supposed to be really hard. So if you've been in one, 13 24 10, it's the impossible phoner. We need to hear from you. Were you in a plane crash?
You know what? We've also got a prize here valued at just under $400. It is a Mattel prize pack. If you have been in a plane crash and you call us 13 24 10, that Mattel prize pack is yours.
Jen in Melbourne, good evening, 13 24 10. Have you been in a plane crash?
Not a plane crash, but I have been in an emergency landing.
I will
all right.
take that. I will take an
And
emergency landing.
But how scary was it?
Very, very scary.
I mean, it's not a win, but so the plane was in the air, something bad happened and it had to land in an emergency?
Yeah, black smoke pouring from the engine. They had to shut down one of the engines. We landed with the fire brigade on the side of the runway. Then we had to leave everything on the plane, down the slide, shoes off. whole thing.
Okay, you went down the slide. Okay, that's pretty serious. Who were
Yeah.
you flying with?
Oh,
Do we need that?
Maybe we'll leave that bit out. And so, did the oxygen...
I'm sure it's all right.
I don't think so.
Well, Qantas is safe. They've never had a bad one.
Did the oxygen mask come down?
No, we didn't get oxygen mask.
Okay, that's still
good.
scary though with the fire department.
Maybe don't tell us if the oxygen mask didn't come down.
Yeah, but the slide, that's incredible.
Lana in Melbourne, were you in a plane crash?
Yeah, seaplane crash heading to Whitehaven Beach in the wet Sundays.
Whoa, so what happened?
It's still in the news, actually. Like, you'd probably be able to Google it. Yeah, we actually have no idea what happened. We just hit the water at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Our bottle of Verve was broken, which was quite upsetting. But everybody was okay, thank goodness.
Hang on. Why is it in the news if your bottle of Verve broke and that was the main damage?
Because our bottle of Verve broke. That's why.
Yeah, I know. I was still a little bit triggered by it, to be honest.
Oh, sorry, Lana. Well, thank you anyway for sharing. Thank you for calling up.
Yeah, you don't even think about the seaplanes out there, do you?
And because those ones you think, oh, you just probably, just land on the water, but no, it can crash.
Yeah.
Shaz in Melbourne. We're doing the impossible phoner. What about you? Plane crash. You were in one.
Yeah, mate, I was in a plane crash. Everyone survived. There was about 300 people on the plane.
Whoa!
I mean, so what are we talking? What was like a proper crash landing? Like the wheels didn't go out?
No, it wasn't a crash landing, but a lightning struck our wing and buddy put a crack on the wing. And, people that didn't have the seatbelts on, their head just went flying up on the plastic thing.
Whoa!
Dude, where was this?
No, this was in Australia, actually, yeah. Only about 2 or 3 people got injured, but yeah, that's probably the last time I'm hopping on a plane.
So you were flying domestically just from one of the cities to the others, and then it happened?
Yeah, that's it, mate. The shocking Melbourne weather, buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
See, so there was lightning the other night, and I could see the lightning going. It was like just non-stop, and I saw a plane just flying directly towards it, and they just feel like, it just seems like they're like, no worries.
Shaz, did you landed at an airport though, yeah?
Yeah, we landed safely, mate. That's why I'm still here.
Yeah. Did they tell you what had happened? Like, when that happened, obviously everyone would be freaking out. Did they say exactly what's happened, or did they keep you in the dark?
Yeah, the pilot did say on the speaker what was happening, and he just said it's all good now, so everyone was a bit panicked and everything, but now we're all good.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is.
That's my biggest fear. I just... Ugh.
What's wild to me is, like, my wife, Sam, she can be a bit of a nervous flyer sometimes, and I always go, don't worry about it. Never happens.
Yeah, don't listen to the podcast tonight, honey.
We've got a lot of callers for this.
There's so much that can go wrong.
So much.
But look, it was a success.
Mission success.
What is that? What is that?
Is that so? I think
That's
Ben.
someone saying mission success.
Ben
'Cause
pressed the wrong button.
Normally I have a button that I press and it says mission accomplished.
Success.
Yeah.
So let's listen to that one. I like that one better.
Mission success.
Is that from like a different show or something? I don't even
I
remember
don't
that.
know.
Oh, good stuff. Well, I would say mission failure actually after that one.
This is what I was looking for.
Mission success.
Amanda in Melbourne, you were in a plane crash?
Not me, but my sister. Her fiance was a helicopter pilot, and they were flying from Sydney to an air show in Melbourne, and the helicopter dropped from 1,500 feet on Bribey Island.
Oh.
They,
What happened? Was there a malfunction or?
After it took a couple of years for the inquiry. It turned out that he had miscalculated fuel.
Oh.
They landed propellers into the upside down, and they both were airlifted to hospitals in Melbourne. And we spent the next week shuffling between doing shifts at each hospital, and then they both ended up spending 3 months in rehab.
But they survived.
They're alive.
Yep, they're alive.
Oh, what
Yeah.
a miracle. Oh my! I mean, I just didn't see it going that way. I must admit.
No, we spent the first 24 hours trying to keep the news out of the hospitals. The hospital ended up swapping names so nobody could see them, which rooms they're on and everything like that.
Yeah.
It was quite a minefield.
Oh
but
my
yeah,
God, Amanda,
they
that's
both ended up surviving.
an incredible story.
How long ago did you say that was, Amanda?
That was actually 20 years ago.
And so have they gone back to flying since?
He's gone back to flying since. They separated about 2 years later. He can't remember anything about the accident, and she can remember everything.
Oh.
So it kind of ruined the relationship. And they separated, and he's gone back to flying, and she won't fly again.
Yeah, you kind of wish you got the no memory of it part of it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, and that is a wild story. Thank you so much for your call, Amanda.
Michelle joins us now in Sydney. Were you in a plane crash, Michelle?
I wasn't in a plane crash, but my father actually died in a plane crash, and he was the co-pilot.
Oh, that's horrible, Michelle. That's terrible. What happened?
In 1979, an Air New Zealand 747 crashed into Mount Everest in New Zealand, killing 236 people, and he was the co-pilot.
Oh, no. Oh, Michelle, that's awful. Thank you for calling up and sharing, though.
That's okay.
Do you fly a lot yourself, or is that not something you can do?
No, I still fly and everything, but what it was is that because of the the mountains, the horizon flipped, so it looked like they were flying straight, but they just flew straight into the mountain.
Oh, that's awful.
It's horrible.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for sharing, Michelle. I'm sure.
No worries.
I'm sure your dad. I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was a fantastic
It was
man.
a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Michelle. You have a great night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Belle comes in with the words of wisdom,
Oh,
the soothing words
and
of
do
Belle
go on,
Jackson.
yeah. And I'm sure.
Dad was a great man.
I hope you're there, Belle, for me one day if I ever need some words to get me through a tough time.
That was really sweet, actually. That was beautiful. We should actually clip that up and send that around. Maybe get some news for that.
You should do Hallmark cards.
Radio hosts comforts woman in a deep emotional moment.
You like that feeling in your ear holes? That's the Ben, Liam and Belle podcast.
Spotify Wrapped came out today, and interestingly, mine had a few stats
Liam.
So
I just going to jump in
sorry.
here. I don't want to hear about your Spotify Wrapped. I know that everyone's Spotify Wraps are out, but unless it's your own Spotify Wrap, no one cares.
I don't think that's true.
It's a bit like a dream.
Well, Belle, you might want to hear my Spotify Wrapped because it's actually.
I feel like I would know your Spotify around.
The thing is, I have quite an eclectic.
Because I know what yours would be, and it's the same crap every
Well,
year.
you know what, Liam, you might think that yours is really cool, but no one else does.
Stuff you guys. I knew this would happen. I knew I was going to come on and share my Spotify Wrapped, and you would say no, you'd poo-poo it. So what I did earlier today is I just started calling random numbers. So I literally was just calling people who've been on Nova in the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I got on to this lovely woman. I don't actually even know her name because I didn't ask. And I told her everything in my Spotify Wrapped.
You shoved your Spotify Wrapped down her throat?
Yeah, but she was so interested and she was so nice.
She wasn't.
No, she was actually she was really nice about it and she was really interested in all the stats. And I was like, gee, I wish I had a friend like this. So because you wouldn't let me share, I preempted this and I did share my Wrapped with a random woman earlier today.
Hello.
Oh, g'day. It's just Liam here from Nova. How's things?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Do you want to hear about my Spotify Wrapped? Okay, cool. I'll get into it. So March was my dance party beats house phase. So Fred again and Dom Dollar, that sort of thing. But interestingly, in May, I had my pirate folky traditional Irish season with the Mary Wallopers and the Dubliners. So quite diverse.
That is pretty diverse. Mine is...
Oh, I don't want to hear about yours. I just want to tell you about mine.
Okay.
589 artists. 9,221 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
On the 4th of September, I listened to 180 minutes of music that day. That was my biggest day.
Anything else?
Yeah. I got my top artists for you. Oasis, Idols, Fred again, Fontaines DC, and Creed. Do you like Creed?
Sorry, we have very different taste in music.
Can you take me higher? You know that one?
I'm more like a pop.
Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet and so far down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the top 0.7% for Creed listeners this year, so yeah, I know their stuff pretty well.
Okay, bye.
Do you have to go? Oh, she's hung up. It's a real shame. Didn't even get into my top podcasts. Yeah, so she was a lovely, and I did try calling her back a few times, but she kept, she must have been going through a tunnel or something like that because she wasn't picking up. But I'm actually going to do an extended podcast today with a stat breakdown, that sort of stuff.
Great.
So feel free, you guys can join me if you want.
Yep, I won't be doing that.
You guys like Creed? Or?
I do like Creed.
Well, sounds like you're getting a bit interested in my Spotify Wrap.
All right, that's about all the Creed I can handle.
If you're listening to this podcast at 2 times speed, It's the Ben Lehman Bell Podcast. Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
Our number is 13 24 10. Give us a buzz if you ever got revenge on your ex. We'd love to know what you did. There is a TikTok video doing the rounds. It's really picked up a lot of speed today. Look, I take it with a pinch of salt. I'm going to be honest. This girl has posted a video and she said, 2 months ago, I was informed I was going to be on the Forbes 30 under 30 list for social media. I did 2 interviews and a photo shoot. I told everyone I know about it. Then it came out and I wasn't on it. Turns out it was my ex that set up the whole thing. He'd orchestrated an entire plot where he sent me emails as Forbes and hired actors to pose as journalists and photographers, so I'd think I'd made the list. And then basically she goes on to say that she actually cheated on him and that's why he did it.
Well, revenge is a dish served best served petty. But I gotta say, like, the fact that he's like, ha, gotcha, and he spent like $3,000 on this, maybe, like
Totally.
the actors, the studio,
But
like
it does. If it's real, it does go to show you the lengths someone will go if they've been scorned.
yeah. If someone has wronged you, and you're like, well, look, this is a bit childish, but I will have my revenge.
Yep.
13 24 10 is the number.
But that's the thing. You got to be careful with the revenge because, like, this guy, he's gone to so much effort and it's like, yeah, but then who really is the joke on in the end? 13 24 10. Give us a buzz. Laura, good evening. You got revenge on your ex.
You never make an Italian girl angry. So what happened was you did the wrong thing severely by me and my morals, and we broke up. But I didn't leave too far without putting some prawn head and oysters in the actual curtain rod of his room.
Whoa.
I've heard about, because I thought that was like an urban myth. I've heard that people do
No,
that.
I've done that. And then I also, because I'm diabetic, I have access to, syringes. So I put the juice of it down the door trim where the windows are.
Yeah.
Where the window list. I'll put it down in the door frame of the car as well. So
Oh, man.
You would never get that stank out.
Bit of prawn juice in the windowsill. Oh, Laura.
Oh,
That
wow.
is, I mean, he must have made you real mad.
But you know what? Laura is sleeping so well at night. Jade in Melbourne joins us on 13 24 10. How did you get revenge?
Hey, so back in the day, my friend had a roommate who was knowingly cheating on his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And, girl code. So, look, when he wasn't home, I snuck into his ensuite and I loosened the screws on his toilet seat cover. And then on another occasion, he used to leave the windows of his car slightly down. So I managed, I don't know how, found 2 crickets and just threw them in there for mild inconvenience in his life. So,
Yeah. And you're right with the mild inconvenience,
Yeah.
especially with the toilet one.
I don't
It's
get
not-
the toilet
it's
seat,
like,
though.
ooh, as in it like slipped completely off, or it was just a bit rickety?
no, I literally unscrewed everything. So hopefully when he sat on it, he just went flying. So
Oh,
So he just slid off and pooed himself. Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Jade. Very petty. That's what we're looking for. Ryan, what did you do to get revenge on an ex?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, mate.
Yeah, good. So same, very similar to your last caller, like sort of subtle undercover tactic. So I was moving out from the house from my ex when we broke up. Started to get a little bit hard with assets. So I took with me, let her keep the TV. So I took with me the TV remote and the remote for the aircon.
Yeah, cop that.
Yeah.
Enjoy that while you're boiling and you got to watch Channel 7 the whole time. You can never change it.
Okay.
Very good, Ryan. Thank you. Natalie in Melbourne, how did you get revenge on your ex?
So just before I left the house for the final time, I went into all of his garages and I took every 10 mil and 12 mil socket. So every time he tried to do any work, he didn't have a 10 mil or a 12 mil.
That's so
Oh,
annoying.
Nat. Had he wronged you or were you just bitter?
I was bitter. Very bitter. And young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Sani joins us now. Now, you got revenge on an ex.
Well, it was actually my brother's ex. She was cheating on him and they were separating and she was moving out of the house. So I was there to make sure she didn't take anything she shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So as the storage truck pulled up in the back through the laneway and she was upstairs collecting her boxes, some were already ready to be loaded. So I got some dog poo from the laneway and just shoved them in the storage boxes so she'll have nice manure when she moves in somewhere else.
Hang on, Sandy, you were there. Your duty on that day was to make sure she was doing the right thing, and here you are shoving dog poo in there.
Yeah, well, I was looking out for my baby brother.
Yeah, because she did cheat on him.
Dirty
So
on him.
well done, Sandy.
Yeah. Just chuck in some poo with her cutlery. I love that. Maggie in Sydney, what about you? Revenge on the ex?
Yes, I had a great revenge. I had to get some revenge on an ex, and I went to my kitchen cupboard and I got the sharpest knife I had.
Uh-oh.
And I knew where he was going to be, and
Uh-oh.
I drove down and I went back and forth about 15 times with my knife on his car and did a few noughts and crosses on there and really went to town. And then when I saw him in the next few days, I was like, oh, my gosh, what the hell has happened to your car? And he said, yeah, I don't know what's happened. They got me really good. I said, Jesus Christ, you've got some enemies, darling.
Oh, Maggie.
Maggie, what did this dude do?
I can't even tell you what he did, but I tell you what, it was worth every single second of it.
Wow.
That's great.
That's an offence. That's a criminal offence.
Well, yeah. We're going to have to put you onto the police now. But anyway, thank you so much for your call.
You're listening to Len, Beam and Lel.
The Currency Quiz!
Mel, in Melbourne, you've bloody picked a good night to call up. It's 2 million tonight. That is huge.
Oh my gosh, I need that money. Oh my, 2 million, that'd buy all my Christmas presents.
Oh, well, yes,
Yeah.
and a few homes if you invested well. Well, I tell you what, we don't know if it's going to be Australian dollars just yet. Obviously, we find out what currency it is at the end. But let's get through these three questions first. As of 2024, Facebook has 3.7 billion monthly users. What two colours make up the Facebook logo?
Blue and white.
Whoa. All right, Mel, we're off and running here. Drake is coming to Australia in Feb next year, and tickets are expected to be about $280 for general admission when they go on sale Friday. Can you name another male singer?
Ed Sheeran?
Yes, that is a male singer. Oh, you're running hot here, Mel. Look, we do have
Oh my gosh,
Drake.
2 out of 3.
Drake tickets to give away tomorrow as well. A last question here we go. There are 20 days till Christmas. Santa has 9 reindeers. Other than Rudolph, can you name one of the reindeer?
Prancer?
It's a win! Let's go, Mel! Let's go!
Something!
Well,
Yeah,
something. Yeah, not $2 million per se. It could be US. It could be Australian. It could be pounds. We'll spin this currency wheel and find out what it's landed on. Mel, here we go. You've won 2 million Lebanese pounds.
Yay, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad. Should we convert?
Yes, please.
$34.45 Australian.
Well, that'll buy me lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's the spirit, Mel. Thanks for playing. Merry Christmas to you.
Mel,
Great sport, Mel.
you also mentioned Christmas presents. I am going to give you a $50 reject shop voucher so you can get some presents.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, love your show, guys. Thank you.
Oh,
thanks,
thank you,
Mel.
Mel.
And realistically, that's like a $3.5 million Lebanese pound voucher.
True.
When you think about it.
Absolutely. With more than 500 Christmas items for $5 and under, get to the reject shop. Mel, you have a great night, okay?
I will. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
No worries. Bye-bye.
That bit was Baby Gronk approved.
13-24-10. What movie or TV show can you recite word for word? Ben and Belle, do you remember Shark Tale? It was like after Finding Nemo, and they were like, well, animated fish movies go well, and so they had Will Smith, and weirdly the fish kind of looked like Will Smith, and then they also had Angelina Jolie. She was like this sexy fish.
Also kind of looked like
yes,
Angelina
they did a
Jolie.
good job at making the animated fish look like the real people that were voicing them.
Yeah, and then they made a Christina Aguilera
That's
one
it.
too.
And look, there's a scene, I must admit I'd forgotten about the scene, but the sharks in Shark Tale are at a restaurant and they're about to eat some prawns. And then there's like this little prawn who's got this sob story of like why it doesn't want to be eaten. It's like, please help me. Anyway, I saw this video online of this woman and she's like reciting the whole shrimp monologue from Shark Tale to her whole family. Have a listen.
I'm going to be on my phone for a while.
My favourite line is, and his arms and his legs fell off and now he's just a stump.
And I look after him with all my heart and I have to do 2 shifts at the factory. And I don't think the shark ends up eating the shrimp. But look, 13, 24, 10, if there's like, maybe it's a movie you saw as a kid or something and it's just like stuck in your head.
Well, a
and
scene from it.
Yeah,
We don't need
scene.
the whole movie.
Yeah, don't just do like one quote either. Kelly.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, that won't fly. Like unless you can do like the whole monologue.
Yeah.
13, 24, 10 is our number. Kelly in Sydney. There's a scene from a movie that you can recite.
Hey guys, yeah, so I can recite the part in Shrek where Lord Farquaad is interrogating Gingy.
Oh, as in the gingerbread buttons, like Gingerbread Man.
That's the one.
Oh
yep.
yeah, I mean it's an iconic scene. Did you want to have the floor to do it for the nation?
Sure thing.
Go for it.
All right. Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbread Man. You're a monster. I'm not the monster here. You are. You and the rest of that fairy tale trash poisoning my perfect world. Now tell me, where are the others? Me. I've tried to be fair to you creatures, but now my patience has reached its end. Tell me, or else... No! Not the button! Not my gumdrop button! All right then, who's hiding them? Okay, I'll tell you. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Yes, I know the Muffin Man, who lives in Drury Lane. Well, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man!
Have the Oscars been and gone this year? Is it all right for a late entry? Because I tell you what, especially your Farquaad, that was bang on, Kelly.
Kelly, hand on heart, you haven't got that written down in front of you?
No, hand on heart, I don't. I've just seen the movie too many times.
Oh, that's fantastic, Kelly. We are definitely going to give you a prize for that. Well done.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a prize worth just under $400. It's a Mattel prize pack. That's all yours.
That's incredible. Thank you so much.
No worries at all.
Just hearing that back, I never really appreciated that at the time, but I suppose he was literally dismembering the gingerbread man. Like he was torturing him.
Yes. He pulled off his legs.
He did, didn't he? Brutal. Shannon in Melbourne. What can you recite word for word?
The Goofy movie.
Goofy movie.
Okay.
I don't know if I've seen the Goofy movie.
You never seen it? It's probably one of the best movies back in the days.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And so is it a scene or what do you know from it?
Yeah, it is a scene where Goofy's son gets on the stage and performs for his crush Roxanne, and he sings Stand Out, but the original singer's Kevin Campbell, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm looking at it now. So a Goofy movie came out in 1995.
It looks very 90s.
Yeah.
Very 90s.
It's like peak 90s. Well, I don't believe I'm familiar, but maybe if you riddle it off, I might just join in because I know it now. But Shannon, whenever you're ready.
Oh, you want me to sing the song again?
I haven't heard it yet, so yeah. I mean, maybe you sang it to the producers, but if you can give us a couple of bars.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hang on. Oh, if I could make you stop and take a look at me instead of just walking by. There's nothing that I wouldn't do if it was getting you to notice I'm alive. All I need is half a chance, a second thought, a second glance to prove I got whatever it takes. It's a piece of cake.
Shannon. I hope that hit for someone somewhere. I hope someone's in their car like, yeah, no, Goofy. I feel bad. I've obviously missed a classic.
Yeah, Shannon, it's tough because you're doing it to 3 people who haven't heard it before, but I've actually got some of it here. Maybe some people will remember this.
Goofy was obviously heavily influenced by Michael Jackson.
So you notice me.
It's MJ for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the goof in the mirror.
Thank you very much, Shannon.
And that's it.
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.